Hello students and happy Diwali to everyone. Guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Harish Nagar English Language and Literature where we bring out the wisdom of the past. Today guys, we are going to complete the history's most influential figure Aristotle. Guys, Aristotle's ideas have left an permanent mark on the world and his life was a remarkable journey filled with knowledge, innovation and profound insight. In this video, students, we will delve into the remaining concept of Aristotle and explore his groundbreaking philosophical theories. So let's get started. So I told you that Aristotle has given us the concept of tragedy and he talked about there are 6 essential parts of ideal tragedy and we have already discussed the plot which is also called soul of tragedy. Now we are going to talk about the next most important essential part of this group is character. Remember students, there is a plot, character, thought, diction, music and spectator. So the second most important is character. According to Aristotle, character should be lifelike. For example, that if you are writing a play, your character should not be someone who is in his extremes. Student remembers, these classical writers are of the view that if you are writing a tragedy, your character should be of high standard. That means he should be a king, he should be a commander or a prince or anybody who belongs to aristocracy or someone ideal, because these writers were of the view that if the character is like a king, he becomes the ideal representative of the whole class and anything happen to him will be a great message to the masses or the generations. So this is the reason that there is a famous quotation by Aristotle. He says, higher the state, the greater the fall that follows. So if we have a high character, his own tragedy will be a kind of example for everyone. Second thing, we should know that Shakespeare follow lot of classical ideas. Though maybe he is one of the writers who has violated them, but he followed this concept very well. And that is why all the tragedies by Shakespeare have heroes who have high standard or you can say high honor. For example, King Lear is a king, Macbeth is a commander, Othello is a commando, Hamlet is a prince, and there are certain other tragedies if we talk about where protagonists are prince or they are aristocrats. So remember this thing guys, they may ask you a question in NET exam that who is the first writer to use or to write of common man tragedy. So friends, remember this thing that Christopher Marlowe is the first man to write common man tragedy. Now in character he should be lifelike, means there should not be the characters taken from the extreme or higher than life, because public won't relate their own emotion with the character. For example, many of you have seen Ramayana and how many of you actually felt bad and cried when you see Lord Ram facing troubles. He was sent to the exile, his wife was kidnapped or you can say abducted. So did you feel any pain, especially seeing Lord Ram, Lord Krishna or our gods in any tragic situation? You will say no. Why? Because we know that Lord Ram was not a normal human. Lord Krishna was not a normal human being. They were the extreme. They were the divine character. So character should be a lifelike. Remember guys, Aristotle simply means that he should belong to us, or you can say he should be one of us. There should be something that becomes the reason of tragic fall. He should have hamartia. So remember this thing guys. Then third thing we have is that we should have the aptness of the character. Aptness of the character simply means that the roles or the performance on the stage, it should match the standard, or we can say that the character should match the standard of the particular role. I will make it very easy for you. You may have seen Mahabharata. Can you imagine Rajpal Yadav in the role of muscular Bhim? No, you can't. Why? Because Bhim has been elaborated as a muscular, tough, strong guy. So a character who is playing the role of Bhim should physically match the standard. Now guys, can you imagine Johnny Lever as a king in Bahubali movie? No, you cannot. So that is called aptness. This is dealing with the stage performance. Stage performance and the art related to stage performance are called dramaturgy. Remember students, dramaturgy is a word, a collective term that deals with all the things related to stage performance. Remember this thing guys, this is very important. It has been studied in Indian aesthetics also, especially Natya Shastra. They talk about the role performance. Now after this, remember about the concept of flat character and round character that I already have discussed in my last video. So make sure you go for the last lecture and we will come to know about this. Then we have thought. Aristotle is of the view that we should have the great thoughts. Now the question comes, what do you mean by the great thoughts? That means a tragedy that is dealing with a story which is reasoned as a tragedy. It should be a universal thing which can be applied to every human. For example, Macbeth's highest ambitious nature is applied to everyone. Othello's sexual possessiveness towards his own wife can be applied to everyone. So a tragic reason or a tragic fall or a reason of tragedy should be universal accepted. That is the thought. That means we should have a great thought. It should not be the personal issue of one or two character or one or two families, or you can say one or two states. It should be something very common, which is common in every sector, or you can say in every part of life or in families. Then that should we call thoughts. After this we have the concept of diction. Guys, diction means what kind of vocabulary they are using. So the classical writers, these classical writers were of the view that a writer before writing his subject should have a collection of words. He should have lot of words, randomly used words, new words, old words, newly coined words. Or he should collect those words and then select those words according to the need of his story. And then once selected the words for the need of the story, he should properly arrange those words in an order. So this is called the classical theory of collection, selection, arrangement. Remember students, either it's Aristotle or Horace or Ben Jonson or any classical writer, they are going to follow the same concept of collection, selection, arrangement theory. Only writer Horace, remember, he will add something different here, and he will say that poets have the license to coin new words, and he has given the concept of poetic license that we will study in the next writer when we study Horace. So remember this thing here, that in diction he simply talk about that the words should match the time genre of a particular story. They should not be very old words or out of fashion. They should not be very new words, still to be introduced in fashion. That means there should be a proper balanced. This is the reason a writer should have a proper collection of words, then he should select the words dealing to his stories, and then he should have a proper arrangement of the words. This is called collection, selection, arrangement theory. After this guys, we have music. Here he simply talk about that music enhance the effect of tragedy. So music is an essential part but not that important. And then we have the sixth part, spectators. Here guys, Aristotle simply says that spectator are the spectator technically are not the important part of drama, but they are still used because the drama targets them, and the judgment of the spectators or the observation of the spectators motivates the dramatist to reform and the their judgment tells us about the perfection of the performance. So these are the 6 essential parts. I will give you certain most important points related to this theory in my next lecture, guys. So wait for it, and thank you so much. Students, if you are thirsty for more knowledge about Aristotle's philosophy or any historical topics, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so you never miss any episode. We love to engage in meaningful discussion, so please share your thoughts and question in the comment below. Thank you for joining us on this expedition into the world of Aristotle, a philosopher, scientist, and thinker for the ages. Remember, guys, knowledge is a beacon guiding us through the past and present and future. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop seeking the truth. Until next time, keep thinking critically, students.